Everybody's talking about it, and now so are we. The amount of time it now takes to get in and out of downtown Indy. All the construction, all the closures, they are naturally complicating commutes. But now we also have to contend with 70,000 extra people in downtown Indy for Gen Con. Good afternoon, I'm Felicia Lawrence.
I'm Anne Marie. I'm in for Dustin on this Thursday afternoon. Ella Rhodes is with us too. She's at the convention center for us downtown. And Ella, we heard people talking about this all day. There are street closures, and that is impacting how people are moving around downtown and even getting into Gen Con.
That's exactly right, Anne Marie and Felicia. There's several street closures and lane restrictions. I'm here on Maryland and Capitol, and this is actually the crosswalk. As you can see, traffic's a little confusing. There's a car completely blocking me right now. There was a crossing guard out here earlier too, making sure everybody crosses safely. But like we said, there's some lane restrictions. The crosswalk's now here, and further down the street, it is blocked off. You can take a look though at some video on your screen there, and you can see that Capitol is closed at Ohio to South Street. Georgia Street is closed from Illinois to Capitol, and South Street is closed from Capitol to Missouri, and that's for the Gen Con block party. Now, there are some lane restrictions on Maryland we just showed you, as well as Washington too, from the Indy Go Blue Line construction. Drivers also just need to watch out for everyone walking around. It's hard to not want to stop and stare, of course, at all of the costumes. We spoke with a man going to Gen Con. He says he found a way to avoid all of this construction mess.
So I drove from up north. I was eventually coming down here on West Street, and it was backed up through several lights. And so I just turned left on Indiana up there and found the first parking spot I could. I don't mind walking. So that avoided all of the construction congestion for me.
He also mentioned the traffic might be a pain now, but this work will make it easier to getting around in Gen Cons in the future. Now, another person we talked to said he took a lift down here because he didn't even want to be bothered with any of this mess. So you can see the crossing guard coming out and helping people direct in traffic now. But he wanted to avoid all this. The lift had to drop him off several blocks away, and he decided just to hoof it on foot, and he plans to do the same and get his lift a few blocks out of all of this too. And ahead at 5, Anne Marie and Felicia will take you inside Gen Con so you can see some of the amazing 800 vendors there.
Wow.
Yeah. Ella, I see you trying to avoid that traffic, but have you tried any games or experiences yet at Gen Con?
I'm planning to ahead at 5. I'm going to attempt a game. We'll see how it goes. I have faith in myself.
We believe in you too, Ella. We'll check back. We'll look forward to your report coming up in the next hour. Thank you.
Well, Big Ten football media days have officially come to a close.
The defending national champs, one of 6 teams to talk about the upcoming season today. Eli Gain has more on the Indiana Hoosiers and what they're saying in Chicago. Eli.
The reigning champions are ready to defend their title. The Indiana Hoosiers taking center stage on the final session of Big Ten Media Days here in Chicago. And in a surprise to nobody, Curt Cignetti leaving a lasting impression as he prepares for the 2026 season.
He led the Hoosiers to Big Ten and CFP championships last season as the Hoosiers became the first 16-0 team in the modern college football era.
He is one of one in the college football world right now, leading IU to the mountaintop in the span of 2 years. Now, how do the Hoosiers respond to that? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's a new year, it's a new journey, and a new opportunity to keep the train rolling.
All I can say is, like going into this season, I know I'm going to get asked some questions. We're very process-driven. Our focus is on the things you have to do in the here and now to improve as much as possible. To improve as much as possible today, those types of things. We don't talk about product, results. We don't talk about championships, playoffs, national championships, those sorts of things.
Be sure to keep it locked on Channel 13 at 5 and 6. We're going to have much more from Curt Cignetti as well as some of the players who are ready to represent this Hoosier team in 2026. Covering the Hoosiers in Chicago for Big Ten Media Days, I'm Eli Gain for 13 Sports.
Okay, Eli Gain, can they do it again is the big question.
Yeah, well, I know there's a lot of people hoping that that momentum with the same captain in charge, that they're going to do the same thing. We will see. Ticket sales are brisk. It's hard to get a ticket. All right, well, let's talk about the Colts. They have day 2 of training camp now in the books, and wow, what a beautiful day to do anything outside, and also not too hot for football up at Grand Park.
Absolutely. So today after practice, the assembled media heard from Colts defensive back Travarius Ward. You might remember Ward. He missed 10 games last year after suffering 3 concussions throughout the season. Today, Ward candidly explained that he was extremely close to retiring before the season and spoke about why he decided to come back.
I was probably like 85% sure I was gonna retire, but I found a different way, a different purpose. Just doing it for Junior, doing it for Amani, my daughter. They bring me joy. They put smiles on my face, so it put me in like a better emotional and mental state to come out here and play and have the energy to come out here and run around with these young guys. I'm dead serious. Like, you can talk to my girl, talk to my mom, you can talk to my agent. Like, I was pretty sure I was done. Like, when I got that second concussion last year against the before the Cardinals game, like, I wanted to hang it up then, but that was just saying, man, just finish. Like, that was always been a motto from one of my high school coaches that gave me some advice, just finish.
Okay, just finished. Your perspective changes with kids, and so I'm sure he was thinking about his health, but he wants to make a good effort for them, which is awesome. Ward is a former All-Pro cornerback. Coming up at 5, Dominic Miranda goes more in-depth on his impact on this Colts defense. And Dom has a full breakdown of all of today's training camp action on our free WTHR streaming app. Hear from the defense along with more from offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter. It's available to stream right now.
We have some breaking traffic news for you. We are on the south side of Indianapolis. This is 465 eastbound lanes. The right 3 lanes are blocked. This is near US 31. So 465 eastbound lanes near US 31 on the south side due to a semi-fire, and you can see the backup, unfortunately, happening during rush hour late this afternoon and this evening. We did get some video of when the semi was on fire, and this is the reason for all of the backup now on the south side of Indianapolis. We just hope everyone's okay. I can show you one traffic map as well, just to kind of put this in perspective on where this is. Again, eastbound lanes. This is 465 on the south side near US 31. A big traffic mess on the south side. For us locally, temperatures as expected up a few degrees compared to this time yesterday. We're up 4 in Indianapolis, Muncie, Richmond, and Lafayette. That will put temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We're at 81 in Frankfort, 85 Indianapolis and Lafayette, and currently 83 degrees in Bloomington. Temperatures in the 80s over the next several hours. It's warmer. Not too humid yet. That is going to be changing. That muggy meter will be on the increase. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon for a Friday in the mid 80s. A good part of tomorrow is going to be dry. However, come late afternoon, early evening, we're going to be keeping you updated on a developing weather system. This will start to move our way. Doesn't get here until Friday evening, weakening just a bit with a couple of spotty showers around on Friday. Some heavier pockets of rain and some thunderstorms possible as we start the weekend Saturday. I'll have the local timeline in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Angela. And a devastating loss for a small community in Randolph County. Friends, family, and community members remembering fallen Lynn Town Marshal Brad Fisher. There was a procession today right through the town of Lynn, past the police station and his police truck.
And that's where we find our Brandon Schaff. She talked with people who came to pay their respects there today and joins us now live. Tough, tough time for that close-knit community, Brandon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Anne-Marie and Felicia. A really emotional day here in Lynn as they celebrated the life of fallen Officer Brad Fishers. And we're going to see the car here, down here, the flag signed by people who wanted to come out here and pay their respects to Brad. Flowers on his truck that have been placed here even as recently as right before we just came on the air. Families coming up and celebrating Brad Fisher, who they called a staple here in the Lynn community. And there was also a procession right through the middle of downtown. We want to show you some pictures of what that procession looked like right here in the middle of it earlier this afternoon, with dozens of emergency vehicles in a long line following the hearse. A large American flag was held up by 2 fire trucks next to the police station where we are right now, and his fellow first responders saluting Fisher as he passed by, while community members held their hands over their hearts, some visibly upset after losing one of their own. Fisher died after a fleeing suspect hit him with a car on Wednesday morning while he was setting out a tire deflation system. And I spoke with his pastor, who says that this procession was well-deserved and shows how much the community loved and supported him, and spoke with a family friend who just spent the 4th of July with him.
He was the heart of the city. It's not going to be the same. He was a friend to everybody. He helped everybody. Everybody here loved him, loved his family.
It was tough. It was tough. Just for something this, senseless to happen and didn't need to, and such a good man, a man of integrity, and, someone who's vital to our community.
And Fisher's pastor says that he loved his family and did so much for his community, even giving his life for it. And he says that that's just who Brad was. And coming up at 5, we'll hear more from the people who wanted to pay their respect to Fisher and continue to, really just do everything that they can to remember what he did and that sacrifice that he gave for this community. We'll send it back to you.
Yes, very small community. We looked it up. Less than 1,000 people live in Lynn. It's around 900 some. And so you can see when you have someone who is the town marshal, who is a coach at the school.
Yeah, church.
Yes, at church. This, you see him coming and going, and can't imagine life without him.
Yeah, a community in mourning there. Brandon, thank you so much for taking us there and for bringing his story and really just sharing what those loved ones are going through there.